The most dangerous person in any room isn't the one who's wrong. It's the one who's wrong and completely calm about it. You've met them. The guy at dinner explaining a subject he first heard about yesterday. The coworker who just has a feeling the plan will work. They don't pause. They don't hedge. They never say, "I might be wrong." And here's the unsettling part. That certainty makes them more convincing than the person who actually knows. Not less. More. Stick with me, because there's a specific tell that gives these people away, and once you hear it, you can't unhear it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why confidence is a terrible measuring stick for competence. You'll know the exact glitch that makes clueless people feel like geniuses, and you'll learn why your own brain keeps falling for it, including uncomfortably when the clueless person is you. Let's start with the glitch itself. Back in 1999, two psychologists, David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger, noticed something strange. The people who were worst at a skill were often the most confident about it. Not a little confident, wildly confident. They tested people on grammar, on logic, even on humor. The bottom performers didn't just do badly, they thought they'd done great. Here's the everyday metaphor. Imagine you're judging a singing contest, but you're tone deaf. You literally can't hear the wrong notes, so when you sing, you sound perfect to yourself. The very skill you'd need to notice you're bad is the skill you don't have. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect in one line. The same knowledge that would tell you you're wrong is the knowledge you're missing, so your brain quietly fills the gap with confidence. Dunning called this a double burden. To get an answer right, you need a certain skill, but to know whether your answer is right, you need that exact same skill. So the people who are worst off get hit twice. They make the mistake, and they're blind to the mistake. Meanwhile, something almost cruel happens at the other end. As people get genuinely good at something, they often get less confident, not more. They start seeing how much they don't know. They meet people better than they are. The more you actually learn, the more the map fills in with question marks. So you end up with a strange inversion: loud certainty at the bottom, quiet caution near the top. Now, quick honesty check. Because this channel doesn't do hype, Dunning-Kruger is one of the most overquoted ideas on the entire internet, and some researchers argue the famous chart is partly a statistical illusion. Hold that thought. We're coming back to it, because the real version is more interesting than the meme. So why does clueless confidence spread so easily? Because of a second glitch, and this one isn't in them, it's in you. Psychologists call it the confidence heuristic. When we can't tell whether someone's right, we use how sure they sound as a shortcut. Confidence becomes a stand-in for correctness. It's fast, it's automatic, and it's almost completely invisible. Researchers Paul Price and Eric Stone showed this directly. When people had to choose whose judgment to trust, they leaned toward whoever sounded more confident, even when that confidence didn't track accuracy at all. Sit with what that means. The person willing to say, "Trust me, it's definitely this," gets believed. The person who says, "Well, it depends," sounds weaker, even when "it depends" is the correct answer. Here's a real-world cost. Think about eyewitness testimony in a courtroom. Jurors are powerfully swayed by how confident a witness seems on the stand. But a confident witness is not reliably a correct one, especially once time and repeated questioning have quietly reshaped the memory. People have been convicted on the sheer force of someone's certainty that later turned out to be wrong, confidence in the voice, error in the facts, and here's what makes this so sticky. The confident amateur almost never gets corrected. Think about it. When someone sounds that sure, do you jump in to challenge them? Usually not. It feels rude, or risky, or just not worth the argument. So their confidence acts like a force field. It keeps the very feedback away that might have fixed them. Real experts get corrected constantly, by data, by peers, by results. That's how they got good. The confident and clueless float through untouched, and every unchallenged sentence makes the next one sound even surer. Okay, we've covered the glitch inside them and the glitch inside you. Now let's talk about the part nobody likes, what this is quietly doing to your actual life. Look at who tends to rise. There's research led by Cameron Anderson on overconfidence and social status. Across his studies, overconfident people were granted higher status by their groups. They spoke more, they spoke first, they spoke like they were sure, and the group read that as competence and followed them. Notice what just happened. We don't only fall for confidence in the moment, we promote it, we put it in charge. So the trait that has the least to do with being right gets rewarded with influence and power. Now here's the tell I promised you at the very start. How do you spot the confident and clueless before they cost you something? You listen for the hedges. Real experts qualify things. They say, in most cases. They say, the evidence suggests. They say, here's where I could be wrong. That's not weakness. That's the sound of someone who knows the edges of what they know. The confident amateur has no edges. Everything is simple, certain, and total. So flip your instinct. When someone sounds 100% sure about something genuinely complicated, that isn't a green light, it's a yellow one. Try this the next time something actually matters. Money, health, a big decision you can't easily undo. Ask the confident person one simple question. What would change your mind? Watch what happens. The real expert has an answer ready. They can tell you the exact evidence that would make them rethink it. The confident amateur usually can't even picture being wrong. The question just bounces off. That single question separates earned confidence from empty confidence. Fast. Now the part that stings a little. You've been picturing someone else this whole time, haven't you? The loud coworker, the relative at dinner. But the entire trap of this effect is that you cannot feel it from the inside. Remember the tone-deaf singer? You are tone-deaf about something right now. Some skill you quietly rate yourself highly on, where you simply lack the ability to see your own gaps. And it feels exactly like being right. There is no internal alarm. That's the whole point. Competence and the feeling of competence are two different signals, and they don't always fire together. And here's the twist inside the twist. Right now, part of you is thinking, okay, but I'm aware of this, so I'm probably fine. That feeling, that's the effect too. Knowing the name of a blind spot doesn't let you see inside it. It just gives you a more sophisticated way to feel safe. And remember I said the classic Dunning-Kruger chart is disputed? Here's the honest version. Some of that famous curve really is a statistical artifact. The math can partly manufacture the shape on its own, but the core human problem survives. Beginners genuinely struggle to see their own mistakes because catching those mistakes requires the very skill they haven't built yet. The meme oversells the curve. The blind spot underneath it is real, and you're standing in one of them right now. You just can't point to it. So here's the one line to walk away with. Confidence is a feeling. Competence is a skill. Your brain keeps confusing the two. The fix isn't to distrust everyone. It's to stop treating certainty as evidence. In them, and especially in yourself. Listen for the hedge. Respect the person who can tell you exactly how they might be wrong, and get a little suspicious of the voice that never can, including the one inside your own head. If this rewired something for you, subscribe. This whole channel is about the quiet glitches running your decisions without asking permission. Next time, we're going after a stranger one. Why your memory casually invents things that never happened, and then hands them to you as the truth. See you there.